Hello, my name is Lizzie Cody, and I want to welcome you to this online class, The Life and Mission of St. Mary Euphrasia. I am the director of the Office of Mission Effectiveness for the province of Mid-North America of the Sisters of Our Lady of Charity of the Good Shepherd. If you're here, I assume you have some sort of connection to the Sisters of the Good Shepherd. Maybe you are a sister. Maybe you work in one of the Good Shepherd programs. Maybe you're a volunteer or a board member. You may be a longtime associate or a brand new staff. Whatever your situation, I'm glad you're here. And I'm so excited to share this incredible story of the life of St. Mary Euphrasia with you. Each video, no more than 10 to 15 minutes long, will look at various aspects of her life events and see how these inspired her to serve others. We will attempt to draw connections between her life and our own lives. In her life, as well as your own, you will see the Good Shepherd values of mercy, reconciliation, zeal, and individual worth. We will meet some friends along the way: St. John Eudes, Pauline de Lignac, Count Augustin de Neuville, and Countess Genevieve d'Andigné. During the videos, there will be some time to pause and reflect on our own experiences and connections. Please take as long as you need for these reflections. There is a booklet that you may wish to print out and keep with you, or you may want to keep your own journal and notes. I also suggest that if you are experiencing this class with a group, that you take time to share your answers, thoughts, and insights. I wish I could be present with you to hear your story. I remember when I first met St. Mary Euphrasia, many years after she lived and died. It was in 2007 when I was hired to work at an agency called Maryhurst. Maryhurst was founded in 1843 when St. Mary Euphrasia sent 5 sisters to Louisville, Kentucky in the United States. They have been working for healing in the lives of young girls and families ever since. On my very first day of work, I heard the story of our Good Shepherd history and this amazing person. And I remember thinking, yes, this is someone that I can follow. This is someone that I would want to be my friend. I want to live with the same mission and purpose that she lived. And I hope you'll feel the same way by the time we're finished. As I started working with the girls there, I noticed my coworkers. I saw how they treated the girls with exactly the same kindness, love, respect, and dignity that Mary Euphrasia talked about. She was a very real and very alive presence in our daily work. Not only that, it started to change who I was as a person. It made a difference in how I treated my coworkers, the girls, my own family, my friends, and those who were not my friends. How could I not love this woman? History doesn't stay in the past. Our Good Shepherd founding story gives us grounding and inspiration to carry on the mission that began so long ago. It should be no secret to any of us that Good Shepherd work is difficult. We need the connection to our founders and to each other to keep going when things get hard. We must know and remember who we are. As the famous physicist Stephen Hawking said, we have to know our origins and our history. If we do not know where we came from, we lose our identity. St. Mary Euphrasia, when she was just a young novice, found herself bored and needing more to do. Like me, she was not good at sewing, but she was very good at reading, and she was given special permission to study scripture and history. She said, "I can say that from the very first of my entering religion, I was so eager to know the beginnings, the origins of the order, and all that concerned it, that when I was a novice at Tours, I always sought the company of the older sisters to converse with me. My chief pleasure was to peruse the manuscript lives of some of the first mothers, the letters of our Father Eudes, the abridgment of the history of his life, which at that time had not yet been printed." So what was it that Mary Euphrasia found in these books of history that so captivated and inspired her? How does our Good Shepherd history inspire and impact us today? How does it inform where we are going in the future? Well, simply put, history is important because the present is made up of all the past choices and events. and therefore our future is also dependent on our current choices and events. None of us would be sitting here today watching this video if St. John Eudes did not found the Sisters of Our Lady of Charity, or if a young girl named Rose Virginie Pelletier decided to be a nurse or a wife instead of a sister. The choices we make today shape our tomorrow, and we must ask ourselves if the decisions or steps we take are going to get us closer to who and where we want to be. Our history is what makes us distinct as Good Shepherds. Let's face it, there are plenty of organizations and groups out there that are doing good work. We could work for the American Red Cross, World Vision, or the United Nations, and do all kinds of good work. What makes us Good Shepherds is our history, from which flow our philosophy of care and our distinctive core values. The identity that comes from our history is unifying. This does not mean that we are all the same. Good Shepherds are all races, nationalities, and religions. But the fact that we were founded by the same people, St. Mary Euphrasia and St. John Eudes, on the values of mercy, zeal, reconciliation, and individual worth, means that I could walk into any Good Shepherd place in the world and find something in common with whomever is there. We are connected to a great worldwide mission and heritage that began with God in the beginning, was furthered by St. John Eudes in the 1600s, took hold in the heart of Mary Euphrasia in the 1800s, and continues with you. You have entered into that Good Shepherd story that began all those hundreds of years ago. In all of history, there has never been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. No one has your gifts, thoughts, and experiences. So this is a sacred time, and so I invite you to be present to yourself and to any others that may be in the room. Before we begin, I would like to give credit to Sister Glennis Mary McManaman, Melinda Strickland, and Sister Anne Josephine Carr for laying the foundation for this video series. Take a moment for a breath, a pause before you continue. Ask yourself, what are you hoping to receive from this class? What is it that you need? Take your time and listen. In our next video, we will look at the early life and influences of St. Mary Euphrasia, who was born just a little girl named Rose Virginie Pelletier. Where and when did she live? Who was her family? What set the foundation for who she would later become? Since we have such a rich heritage, let us do as St. Mary Euphrasia said, and plunge into these waters, draw on them, treasure them, and so rekindle your spirit of zeal. Thank you for being here. Until the next video, blessings to you.